Percy wasn't feeling well, so Sir Topham Hatt sent him to the works to be mended. "I shall have to borrow another engine while Percy is away," said Sir Topham Hatt. The only engine the other railway could spare, however, was Diesel. Thomas remembered how Diesel had caused trouble the last time he came to the station. "You have come to help," Thomas said, "so no tricks." "Tricks?" purred Diesel. "I'm just happy to help you really useful engines again." "Good," said Thomas, but he didn't really believe Diesel. Diesel was sent out to work. He was pulling freight cars when he met Toby. "Oh, it's you," said Toby. He remembered Diesel's mean tricks too. "Well, after you finish your job here, please pull those freight cars to the harbor." Toby wanted Diesel as far away from him as possible. Thomas and Toby made it clear to Diesel that they would stand no nonsense. "No making up stories or causing trouble," Thomas said. "Yes, Thomas," Diesel purred. "I understand, Thomas." The foolish freight cars knew that Sir Topham Hatt had sent Diesel away for troublemaking in the past. "Let's have some fun with him," laughed the freight cars. "There's naughty Diesel," they called. Diesel could feel his temper rising. "Yes, Thomas," teased the freight cars. "I understand, Thomas." "Grrr!" roared Diesel. "I'll teach you." He gave the trucks a great push. Crash! Diesel had pushed the trucks through the buffers. "Grrr, grrr," growled Diesel. "Any more tricks and I'll squash you all flat." Sir Topham Hatt was very angry with Diesel. "You are going back to your railway as soon as you are finished with our work," said Sir Topham Hatt. Diesel was ashamed, but also happy that he wouldn't have to work there anymore. Later that day, Thomas was taking passengers in Annie and Clarabelle. Earlier, Daisy, the diesel railcar, had been leaking oil, and the oil was spilled all over the hill. Thomas started to climb the hill, but the tracks were too oily and he began to slip. "Help! Help!" cried Thomas. Thomas tried, but he couldn't stop his train from slipping down the hill. Suddenly, Clarabelle's wheels slipped off the tracks and into some mud. Thomas was stuck. "Ha! Serves him right," said Diesel when he heard about Thomas. But Diesel soon realized that Thomas was blocking the only way for him to get home, so Diesel decided that he was going to have to help Thomas if he was to return to the mainland. Diesel soon arrived at the bottom of Thomas's train. Some workmen quickly put Clarabelle back on the line. Then they cleaned off the oil and put dry sand on the rails. Diesel was shunted behind Clarabelle. When he started pushing, Thomas started pulling. Inch by inch, the two engines moved up the hill. And at last, they reached the top and shut down to the final station. "Thank you, Diesel," said Clarabelle. "You did great," said Thomas. Even Sir Topham Hatt was proud. It was now time for Diesel to leave. Everyone hoped that they'd be able to see Diesel again, and Diesel hoped so too.